Okay, yeah, a Picanto is a budget car. It's small and looks like a biscuit or whatever. But today we're not gonna focus much on looks because you already know what a Picanto looks like. Here I will just jump straight to showing you the things they won't show you on TV adverts. Welcome to another video. The biggest problem with a Picanto is the boot space. This is a Picanto boot and this is a Suzuki Swift boot. In the Swift you can fit a medium luggage bag, medium cooler box, small cooler box and still be left with some space. Now watch what happens if you try to fit the same items in a Picanto. Ta-da! But don't worry, there's a trick. You can lower the boot floor to gain a little bit of boot space and you'll be able to fit a medium luggage bag and a small cooler box only. You'll have to leave the other cooler box because you don't research when you buy a car. On paper, the Picanto boot is claimed to be 255 liters, while the Swift is 268 liters. This liters thing is kind of weird because we don't carry liquids in our boot, but a lab. If you just compare the boot figures in liters, the difference is quite small, but in real life there's a huge difference. Before I continue with this video, I must confess. Yes, I used to wonder why is it that most ladies are madly in love with Picantos, my lady included. But after living with this car for some time, I was quite impressed. I'm happy with the driving dynamics and we'll get to that. The only problem with Picanto is the space. There's like 4 Picanto trims. We have a Start, Street, Style and X-Line. In front, the lower end models only get halogen headlamps and no fog lamps. You get fog lamps from Picanto Style and up. The top of the range Picanto X-Line looks nice and aggressive, but there's honestly no need to be buying a top of the range budget car if we're being honest. Just find a sweet spot in the range and you'll be fine. My friend owns a Picanto X-Line and he might not like this video. Chief, please don't call me after watching this video. I said what I said and I'm not going to withdraw. Look, I don't know if it's just me, but I believe the point of buying a budget car is to save some money. And going for the top of the range models defeats the whole purpose of buying a budget car because you end up paying big money for a tortoise. The Kia Picanto X-Line Auto costs 267,000 rands and you pay all that money for a body kit, fake leather and a silly sunroof. I-sunroof yokwenzani on a Picanto? On the side, the Kia Picanto Start and Street get wheel caps, while the Style and X-Line come with some nice alloy wheels, and I think that's all I can share with you regarding the side profile. When it comes to budget cars, I don't really care much about looks because it's all about value for money. The only budget car I can't tolerate in terms of looks is the Suzuki Espresso. That thing is ugly, you can't even defend it. Oh yes, and the Fiat 500. I know looks are subjective, but if you think this car is nice, you either have to go for an eye test or a brain scan, because clearly there's something wrong with you, but that's pumelap. We already covered the story of boot space, so now we'll just jump straight to the interior. The interior is nice by budget car standards. You can't buy a Picanto and expect it to look like a Beamer. You get what you pay for. Here we have a multi-function steering wheel, analog instrument cluster and a touch infotainment system, but there's no touch screen in the entry-level model. The seats are nice and comfortable. From the Picanto Street and up you get a reverse camera and there's some guidelines on the screen which turn as you are turning the steering wheel, but the screen resolution is a bit poor and the car has no sensors. It doesn't make that ti-ti-ti-ti sound when you're about to hit something. You only get rear PDC in the Picanto X-Line. So now I must spend more than 250,000 rands on a Picanto just to get sensors. With a Baleno you get all those things in the entry-level model and it's a much bigger car. But hey, I'm not here to tell people what to do with their money. Buy what you love. Now let's do an audio system test. The sound is okay and it has equalizers and the sound positioning function. You sort of choose where the sound should be loudest. This is a Picanto and space is generally a problem. This is me sitting behind my driving position. You can see for yourself, there's no need for me to say negative things here. And oh, I forgot to tell you about my favorite feature in this car, the cup holders. Kia Picanto has two engine derivatives. There's a 1 liter 3-cylinder engine and a 1.2 liter 4-cylinder engine. The 1 liter 3-cylinder engine only puts out a maximum power of only 49 kilowatts and 95 newton meters of torque, while with the 1.2 4-cylinder engine you get a power output of 61 kilowatts and 122 newton meters of torque. In my opinion, and like this is not even an opinion, this Picanto has better handling than a Suzuki Swift GA and GL. The Swift GA and GL come with 165/8014 tires, and they're just weirdly small. That's why Swift ya pepuganyana. So if you try funny things, your memorial service may be sooner than you think. But with this Picanto Street, you get 175/6514 tires, and they offer much better handling than what you get in a Swift. Before we continue with this video, let me teach you a thing or two about tires. A tire description has 3 figures. There's a 3-digit figure, 2-digit figure, an R, and a 2-digit figure. The first figure represents the width of the tire in millimeters. The bigger the number, the wider the tire, and that offers better handling. If your tire description starts with 155 or 165, may God be with you. The second figure represents the sidewall height. The smaller the number, the shorter your sidewall, meaning your car has low profile tires, and that usually affects ride comfort, especially when driving on bumpy roads. Secondly, your rims are susceptible to damage if you hit a bad pothole with low profile tires because there's not enough rubber to absorb the impact. Then the last number represents the size of the rim. If it says R14, it means your car has 14-inch rims, R18, 18-inch rims, R20, 20-inch rims, kanjalo kanjalo. The claimed average fuel consumption is 5 liters per 100 kilometers, and I was always hovering around 5.3 liters per 100 kilometers, which is acceptable. The best figure I got was 4.9 liters per 100 kilometers, so the claimed average consumption is not a false claim. This car comes with a 5-year unlimited distance warranty and a 2-year 30,000 kilometers service plan. The service plan is exactly the same as the one you get with the Suzuki Swift. The Kia Picanto is not the best car you can get for around 200,000 rands, but it is way better than the Toyota Ayga, and that's a fact, not just my opinion. In terms of only just driving dynamics, believe it or not, the Picanto is better than a Swift. My problem with this car is the pricing and lack of space. The Picanto starts from 203,000 rands, and with that money you only get a 1 liter 3-cylinder engine. The 1.2 liter 4-cylinder engine starts from 226,000 rands, and that's where they lost it. Because with a Swift, all the models get a 1.2 liter 4-cylinder engine, and space is not a problem. And you can get a Swift from as little as 195,000 rands. If you really like a Picanto, I think it's best to buy a pre-owned one for less than 200,000 rands, because spending more than that on a Picanto is a bit of a waste. You saw it yourself, the car has no space, and if you buy it as your only car, you will struggle. A Picanto is best if you are going to use it as your daily car, but also have another decent car in your garage. The sweet spot in the Picanto lineup is the Picanto Street, and it starts from 217,000 rands brand new. If you finance a 217,000 rands car for 5 years with no deposit and no balloon payment at an interest rate of 9.75%, your installment will be roughly 4,600. Add 1,200 for comprehensive insurance and your monthly cost goes to 5,800. From here, the only thing you'll worry about is petrol, but it's not a must to buy petrol. My part ends here. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel for more car content in a Mzansi context.